Hi, I'm Jay Weinberg from the J Group, and this is Mike Perry from Perry Concepts, and we're here to talk loyalty. Mike, let's talk loyalty.
Okay, that's good.
So what I want to talk about today is points on a rewards program. Should you have a points-based program or not? Now, there are many ways to reward customers. You could have a points-based type rewards program. You can have discounts, buy something, get something. You can have more soft benefits, such as specific access to something. You can have more surprise and delight rewards that people aren't necessarily aware of until they get something. Points-based programs, I think, make your program more complex, don't you think?
Yeah, I think there is some complexity to having points. Keeping track of the points, you have to be very specific. But there's some good things that marketers like about points. One, the consumer's already trained, with the industries that have been using them for a long time. Credit card companies, right. Airlines, hotels. So the consumers are already there. Second thing is, there's a lot of flexibility, right, for a marketer. We could have double point Wednesday, or triple points after midnight, or just on this category you can use extra points. So you don't really get the hard cost margin dilution when you're giving away points. So marketers kind of like them, but as you know, CFOs aren't really too excited about them. So in my experience, before you jump into points, you might want to meet with the CFO and your finance team, talk about the strategy that you're going to be launching a reward program, and you're looking at points, and the points are going to have a value. And then really try to find out what that's going to cost the company from a reserve standpoint, or how the approach is going to be when we have millions of points out in the marketplace that could or could not be redeemed at one point or another.
Yeah, I agree, totally. And another thing too is that you need to think about the kind of an industry that you're in, because as you mentioned, these rewards programs really grew up with the airline programs and the hotel programs that are more points-based. But those are industries that have inventory spoilage. So if you fly an airplane with a seat empty, that's gone forever. And there's a very high fixed cost in those industries and a very low marginal cost. So the ability for a points-based program is a lot greater than if you're a retailer, for instance,
Sure.
and your margins are considerably less. In those kinds of industries, you may want to consider other types of rewards than points.
No, I agree. So I think it's important to really define the strategy, take a look at it if you're considering points. The finance team get involved and make sure, which is what you're saying, it fits your industry.
Right. And if you're thinking about a program that's going to be shared among various retailers, or should say various companies, mm-hmm. Now points becomes even more difficult, because now you have to herd cats in the sense that everyone thinks they're going to get the short end of the stick when you have a points-based program, and you have to somehow manage and smooth over that program among various companies, and that makes it just much more hard to do. So I would totally stay away from that if you have that kind of an industry.
If you're in that industry.
Right. So to recap, first, make sure you check with the CFO. Secondly, make sure your industry fits well for points. And third, make sure you consider all your options when it comes to rewards marketing as opposed to just points. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Let's Talk Loyalty.